a tender age.
I know. Exactly. But yeah, I've had fun with all my clients, and I have a lot of regulars in the city and in other cities, and so it works out perfect for me. I love traveling, and I love having sex, and meeting new people. So
It's a good fit.
It definitely.
Now, Jimmy, you're an escort, correct? That's a very unique job. Tell me, how does someone end up in that career?
Well, I was a stripper first, and one of the guys who I was stripping with said to me, he said, Jimmy, he said, you don't like being a stripper anymore, being up on stage, it's hard, hiding that profession, because people who I would know would walk into the club and, see me naked.
Yeah.
I told them I did something else.
Hard to hide when you're naked on a stage.
So he said, why don't you get into something more discreet and, keep your anonymity.
Right.
Be an escort, and I never know what it was at the time.
Right. So what's it been like for you becoming an escort? Do you enjoy your work?
Yeah, I really do enjoy my work. I get to meet new people and all the time, and I'm a people person, and it just worked out great for me.
Well, that's good. Now, it must be difficult, though, in your own personal life, living the life of an escort. You must get a lot of flack from your family, your friends, people who are aware of what you're doing.
I'm not staying on the street corner soliciting in any way, like I'm not a hooker, a car drives by, $20 or something like that.
Right.
I'm like, it's really high end, high class, clientele who I cater to.
Right.
And I don't really tell a lot of family and friends because, the stereotype that's associated with it, it's just not acceptable in our culture, basically.
Right.
He's an escort, he's a drug addict, he's standing on a street corner, he's addicted to everything under the sun, right?
Right, but that's not your experience as an escort.
No, my experience as an escort, I've traveled all over the world, I don't have to be a stripper anymore, thank God. I get to, meet, really influential people and, a lot of, great people around the city and internationally. Do a lot of, high-end things I've never been able to do in another profession. I get, what the best part is? The best part about being an escort is I'm my own boss. I get to pick my own hours. I make a lot of money.
And you have a lot of sex. Now, it's got to be difficult to have that much sex, because if you're getting more than one client a day, the male anatomy can only do so much. That must be hard.
I see about 4 or 5 people a day sometimes. My biggest, the largest amount of people who I've seen in one day have to be 9 people.
I see. I'm tired just thinking.
I'm tired experiencing it. And in the beginning it's fun. You're just like, fucking, and it feels so good. And after, when you're at the end of the day, you're just like, oh my God, I can't do it anymore. You just need like a crane to put it up. At the end of the day, it's just like, come on, it's like next. People, but a lot of people though, a lot of people, Jeremy, they expect me to come, on every time, and, at the end it's just like, it's dry, it's like, I don't know if I can...
So, having so much sex, does it ruin you wanting to have sex for your own personal pleasure? Do you even bother having sex if there's no money involved?
You see, it's very difficult, because when I meet somebody, I usually only date people who are in the profession. Like I date, strippers, I date other adult film stars, other escorts, and it is very difficult dating because nobody else understands what I have to go through, and plus when I'm with somebody, it's like, am I with a client here, or am I with somebody who I'm caring about it? My feelings are all
right. You find those lines blur between your personal life and your professional life.
Yeah, that's true. It does blur, but I have luck in the sex department, but not the love department.
Right.
So I need luck in the love department. Everybody's watching here.
Although I imagine if you were dating another escort, the two of you would probably be so tired of sex at the end of the day, you just watch movies and cuddle.
Oh my God. I've dated female escorts, male escorts, and we don't even like sex anymore. We don't even want to talk about sex. It's like, please, no sex. Don't talk about anything regarding sex. Just want to watch TV and, just go on a vacation and just, relax in the sand. That's what I want to do.
Right. So I guess a big question for a lot of people who might be entering this kind of an industry is, what kind of longevity can you expect? I mean, gay culture in general is obsessed with youth, so there's got to be a timeline on being an escort. So what's your plan for the future?
Well, considering I'm only 18, I have a lot, more years ahead of me, right?
Right.
So, well, yeah, you can last as long as, it's a question of supply and demand. If people like your look, then they're going to call you. If people are attracted to you, then they're going to call you. If people want somebody who looks younger, they're going to call them. If I'm, once I get 30, then... if people want a 30-year-old, then they'll call 30-year-old. Just all depends. You won't get as much, but, people who are younger tend to make a lot more money.
Right.
People who are older.
So you got to make the money while you can.
You got to make all the money while you can. Got to do what you got to do, right?
Have there been any requests that have just been too much? I don't care how much money you throw at me, I am not doing that.
Well, just to say... I don't know. Remember, I don't know.
Well, when we were doing a pre-interview, you were talking about...
Can I say that?
Someone wanted you to have sex with a chicken.
Somebody wanted me to have sex with a dead chicken. They really did. I appeared in a magazine, and you get a lot of fan mail when you're in a magazine, and someone was typing me an email, and they said, would you have sex with a chicken? He actually sent me photos of him doing a dead chicken, and I was just like, oh my God, are you kidding me? He's doing a dead chicken and he's stuffing the turkey, and
that would have to be a lot of money. You'd need a lot of money to have sex with a dead chicken.
Yeah, I would, but it's not something I would really want to do anyway. It's not on my priority to do list. Is that up there?
Well, I guess not. Now, for people at home, for people at home who maybe have toyed with the idea of hiring an escort, but have been hesitant because they're scared, that someone's going to be hire you.
I'm available.
But general things that they should be looking for when they're considering an escort. What things should they be looking for, and what things should be clues to them that that's not a respectable person to hire?
Well, when you're looking to hire an escort, basically, you want to look at their reviews.
Right.
If they have reviews on certain websites. Some escorts post their own reviews, so it's not really accurate.
I'm great.
And I'm terrific, and I have a big cock, and then, when they show up at the door, they really don't,
Right.
I get a lot of horror stories from clients, but, if you want to hire an escort, just call them on the telephone, I know maybe you're going to be nervous, but just ask them to describe themselves, what they look like, the personality, to see if you guys are compatible, because not everybody's compatible, so, you have to decide which look is right for you. If they have a picture, that's even better, because if you're in the newspaper, sometimes they don't have a picture.
Although Photoshop has made pictures.
I know nothing about that. But the thing is, I get from clients a lot of horror stories. They're telling me that, sometimes they call somebody, and then the person who shows up at the door is completely different.
Right.
And then they're just so nervous to tell the person it's not going to work out or anything. But, it just wastes my time and their time if I misrepresent myself, my look.
So it's important for people to know what they want, and then to be confident enough to say if they're not getting what they want.
Yeah, you said it exactly, just if you're not happy, just, tell the person it's not going to work out. But usually everybody liked me, when I went to go see them, we all had a good time, and, all had fun, and, a lot of wild times.
I can imagine you have.
A lot of fun for me,
right.
doing this.
So is this the kind of career that you would recommend for people?
Well, not for everybody. For
Right.
me, it's personally, it's the best career.
Right.
I have absolutely no complaints except for a few clients, which I'm not going to get into that. But
Well, you yourself must have some client horror stories because people must have a sense of entitlement to you as a person.
very dangerous. I do have a lot of client horror stories. About 90% of the time, everyone's very respectful of me and treats me with dignity, and 'cause I'm a nice person, and if I'm nice to somebody, I have a good attitude, I expect that back. And,
Right.
Some clients, mostly the ones that are on like drugs or, alcohol, drinking alcohol, and it can get very violent, but, I know how to handle myself in that situation. So, basically I've been around and I know what to say and what not to say and get out of a dangerous situation.
Been around the block at such a tender age.
I know. Exactly.
Wow.
But yeah, I've had fun with all my clients, and I have a lot of regulars in the city and in other cities, and so it works out perfect for me. I love traveling and I love having sex and meeting people. So I'm
It's
very
a good
happy.
fit.
It definitely.